Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Alexa and this is my week 5 check-in for my no buy year. So I've been keeping a journal for this whole year so far, which is something new for me. This is my bullet journal that I actually started wishfully in 2023. I have the table of contents all laid out for the year 2023 and I actually did not follow through using it. So in 2024, I am actually writing down my thoughts and things that I want and am not buying, and reflections on consumerism and how my thoughts and habits are changing. So I have a lot of information in here. But for week 5, I think I'm going to try to keep it brief and easy on myself, but also because there have been a lot of things that I wanted in January and already in February, even though it's only the 4th, things that I wanted to buy but didn't. So in this week's video, I'm basically just going to do a rapid fire things that I wanted to buy in January but didn't, things that I wanted to buy so far in February but I'm not going to buy, and also things that got carried over from the January wish list into February and that might get carried over throughout the year. And if they're still on my wish list come Christmas time, I might be receiving some of these items as Christmas gifts. But it'll be so interesting to see, as opposed to my shopping habits of years previously where I buy stuff kind of willy-nilly all throughout the year, versus something that might have stayed on my wish list from the beginning of the year in January all the way to the end, and how I feel about how much I want that item or what kind of value it might add to my life. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into things I wanted to buy but didn't. Okay, so in January, I already went through some of these in week 2, so again, I'm going to try to rapid fire this. So the first thing that I was tempted by were some hair clips, because I have this metal one that I got for Christmas from MEJ, and I really like it. It holds up all of my hair, and as somebody with long, thick, straight hair, that's kind of is a big deal. I have some of their so-called big effing clips, but they actually don't hold all of my hair very comfortably. So this is a new model, the Heartbreaker, and I really want one of the plastic versions. And spoiler alert, one of the plastic versions is carried through from my January wish list over to February. But there were some other ones that I wanted, some other colors of the big effing clip, some other colors of the Heartbreaker. That was the first thing I was confronted with wanting to buy in January. And it represents one of my habits of, if I really like something, kind of looking for a similar thing to buy as well, or buying a duplicate, or buying kind of a replacement even though it's not in need of replacing. So having more than one of something that I like, even if I don't necessarily need more than one. So first, hair clips. Second was some tinted lip balms. I did actually end up having a Sephora return and purchasing one of the NARS ones, and then returning it actually because I had an allergic reaction, or I think it irritated my lips, but more on that later because it led to something that I did actually buy. Anyway, so the tinted lip balms, Jisoo products, so the lip oil, the hair oil, they come in such beautiful bottles and they're so aesthetically pleasing, but they're so expensive. So I think I'm not, it's not a serious wish for me because of the price point, but nonetheless, it crossed the radar of the wish list. A striped sweater. I have since tried on the striped sweater that I own, that I kind of got for maternity wear. It's a very oversized stripe. And then I do have a striped top, and I'm not 100% sure I love the look of stripes on myself. So this is staying in January. A black shoulder bag. So this is kind of, I shared this in my week 2 update. I like the look of a black shoulder bag. They kind of come across as more edgy. I have 2 black bags already, the Polen Set and the Polen Sim. So a large bag and a smaller bag. I really like the look of the Polen Umi in black. And then there's those Alpine shoulder bags that are really trendy with the celebrities apparently, that are vegan leather, and some other bags have crossed my radar as well. But those have also stayed in January because I definitely have a sizable collection of mostly Polen handbags, and I know that I don't actually need another bag. So after much more wardrobe experimentation, we'll see if a black shoulder bag ends up back on my list if I feel like it would really add something to my wardrobe. But I have a feeling that I'm going to be content with what I have, or I certainly hope that over the year I learned to be content styling what I have. Drunk Elephant skincare. So I think after the Christmas craze with all the 10 and 12-year-olds wanting Drunk Elephant, seeing all those videos on social media, I was so curious about it myself because I am not 10. I am in my 30s now, 31 as of my last birthday. And I probably can benefit from starting to use some anti-aging products for the wrinkle prevention or plumping or whatever. So I was intrigued by the obsession with the drunk elephant. But again, they're so expensive, and I think the same results can probably be achieved in a cheaper product. Certainly, the same ingredients can be found for cheaper. So I think this is going to be taken off my radar as well, written off as a temporary obsession. But wow, like $68 for a moisturizer, I just don't think that's a reasonable price point for my value of these things. So good thing I was saved from the temptation of even considering buying that by having a no buy in place. The Reformation denim shorts that I almost added when an order I had from December got lost in the mail. That was a close call, but wow, I really don't even want those anymore. It's so far from even being a flicker. So I'm so glad that I didn't end up purchasing those because I wouldn't have really appreciated them. The Owala water bottle. So spoiler alert as well, the fully black one of these is still on my wish list because I have a use for a fully black water bottle for my job. If you want to have water on stage during performances, it has to be in a fully black or dark solid color bottle. And while I have a black water bottle receptacle, it is a screw top, so you need to use two hands to actually open it. And the Owala has a flip top and then a straw drinkable function, so a straw and a chug cap. So I'm still intrigued by the prospect of a black one. Again, I'm totally spoiling all the things that are still on my wish list carried over, but the colorful one, the pastel purple, beautiful, my favorite color, one of them is lavender. So that one has fallen off of my wish list because it is not something that would provide me with utility. I already have a Brewmate Era cup for around the house, and any time that's not a concert performance, it's bright blue, so I couldn't use it on stage if I needed water. But I historically haven't needed water on stage a lot anyway, so it would be a just in case thing in my life anyway. Moving on. The bag charms I briefly mentioned last time, not even on my radar anymore. Don't really think it fits my style. It's kind of more eclectic bohemian, and I think my style is more classic, minimal, a little bit sporty, a little bit edgy. So the colorful beads are not really the vibe. Pastel highlighters. I did actually get some pastel highlighters with my Michaels coupon because I needed to buy some dry erase markers for one of my kids' activity books. And so I used a $5 coupon, and they were also buy two, get one free. So I consider that a justifiable expense. I'm going to use them for the other projects that I do anyway as well. So some other work that I can use the highlighters for. So I did not get the aesthetically pleasing ones that you see in all of the desk restocks or anything like that. Those were the ones that I wanted when I saw them repeatedly on social media. But I got the utilitarian version from Michael's, buying from a local store as well. The Anthropologie juice cups with the little decals on them, like the lips or the evil eye or the shamrocks or the ghosts or the holiday, the hearts. They're so cute. Again, I see them all over social media. This is a trend, really, that I'll recap at the end of all these, my long list of wants. But yeah, it's such a cute cup, but I already have cups. And why would I buy a new, freshly made cup when we actually got our main water drinking glasses? We got 9 of them from the Goodwill, and they're really nice. Maybe you'll see them at some point if I ever venture into the kitchen on my channel, but there's no need to buy new glassware, even if it's super cute. A Lululemon raincoat. This is a fleeting want just because I saw it. I think it was an ad served to me like below a YouTube video, and I was like, oh, I don't have a raincoat. Maybe I should look into this one. I also don't really wear raincoats. The few times that I have to go out when it's raining, I wear my leather jacket and a hat, and it's fine. A Tower 28 lip balm, so like the one that kind of looks like a crayon. I've been really intrigued by lip products lately, and I saw a fascinating TikTok that was talking about how all of these brands are releasing lip products, and the creator was saying that it's because the economy is bad, and when there's an economic downturn, people will buy lip products because they make the most difference to your makeup look. You put on a red lip and it's like, pow, impact. So you feel like your money was well spent, and also the price point of a lipstick is not high enough to scare people off from purchasing. So like a nice foundation could be upwards of 50, 60, however many dollars, but a lip product for like under 20 or less dollars feels like an easier purchase. So that's part of the craze in lip products recently. So that was very interesting. But I'm also feeling it. I've got a bunch of lip products on my list, and I don't really know why. I think I need to learn to stick to one and just be loyal and use what I like. Um, some funky sunglasses. Again, I see so many fashion creators wearing sunglasses, and this is tricky and interesting because I actually don't wear sunglasses a lot in my everyday life. I'm one of those people that's like, if it's sunny and my eyes hurt, I'll put sunglasses on. I'm not in the habit of making them part of my outfit. I kind of want to be in the habit of making them part of my outfit, but I also I have reservations about this because I don't want to have 10 pairs of sunglasses. Right now, I think I have two, a pair of Ray-Bans and a pair of like Target plastic larger sunglasses. And if I follow through with buying my Halloween costume this year, it's on my exceptions for my no buy because it was a planned way in advance. If I end up following through with that, I might get a pair of very 90s kind of shield style, maybe in blue. Because I kind of, my proposed Halloween costume is kind of being like a 90s icon. But again, more on that in October. So I am conflicted about that. But funky sunglasses are on my list. I saw an ad for the Coach Valentine's Day collection, and so I added the Coach Valentine's Day red bag to my list. There are so many reasons why I would never buy this bag, and so many reasons actually why Polen is my favorite handbag brand, and other brands just have details that make me not want to buy them. So this could be a whole dedicated video someday, so I'm not going to go too far into it, but the specific Coach bag is definitely very kitschy and trendy. It's got like a heart handle, a handle made out of little hearts, and like the bag handle attachments are not the ones that I like. To me, they look a little bit cheap. But anyway, so would never actually buy it, but it did blip on my radar. Some more claw clips by a different brand. So again, I saw a creator do a what's in my bag, and she had these claw clips, and I was probably still in claw clip search mode. And I thought, wow, maybe those would be big enough to hold up all of my hair. And upon further reflection and looking at the pictures, they look like they would in no way hold up all of my hair. Like, no way. But luckily, I'm on a no buy, so I didn't buy them and find out the hard way. I can just look at the pictures and surmise that they would not work for me. And I know the one that would work for me. The next item is a laundry basket for kids. I had this brief, fleeting idea that I should have a laundry basket for each child's laundry so that I wouldn't have to spend time sorting it. And then I realized that, realistically speaking, I'm probably going to combine their laundry even if I do have separate baskets because their clothes are so small right now that they're not going to make a full load, and it just feels so wasteful. So that has been shelved for another day. I also don't want to buy cheap plastic or cheap like pop-up laundry receptacles. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about that carefully when the time comes. And then I also had, I think I just have two items left on the January list. One of them was the Bioma skincare line. I was curious about trying the cleanser, moisturizer, the oil-based cleanser for makeup removal. I don't know. I think, again, I've been burned a couple of times since then with allergic reactions to products or just not liking things as much as what I've had before. So I'm going to leave this one in January. It's not time to replace any of my skincare products right now anyway, so there's no danger of making a mistake there yet. And then the final item is hand sanitizer. So I currently have one spray Touchland hand sanitizer, the $10 hand sanitizer that people kind of blow up about because it's so expensive. It's definitely like a luxury version of a hand sanitizer. But I had been looking into getting some more and was looking at the Noshinku. Sorry, I have it in my notebook here. The Noshinku brand as an alternative is a little bit cheaper. It's refillable, so you can buy a bag and refill your little dispenser. But realistically, again, I have not used my one Touchland sanitizer up. And the amount of times that I leave the house, I don't know how long it's going to take me to use it up. It might be 6 months to a year. So I am putting off that decision. And why am I looking at replacement products when I'm not even in the market yet? What a habit, right? It's just feeding the shopping with the replacements that I am, in theory, allowed to buy during my no-buy. So I guess I could buy these products closer on the horizon than the categories that are completely banned. Maybe that's why I'm kind of shopping them right now. Okay, so the items that carried over from January that I haven't mentioned yet, that you might, if you watched my video, my 2-week check-in, you might remember. The pink version of the plastic Heartbreaker claw clip has carried over. and I have a feeling this might carry over until the end of the year. So it might be another stocking stuffer, just like this one was. Um, the Marc Jacobs Daisy perfume in the mini size has carried over, which again would make a great stocking stuffer. I think it's in like the $30 or less range. Same with the pink claw clip, it's like $26 or something like that. The Skin Fix moisturizer, which is I think $48 instead of $68. It comes in the similar dispenser to the Drunk Elephant, that like push up, which I'm conflicted about actually. I've never had a moisturizer like that, and I'm not sure that I want to. But what I've learned through trying samples of things and having reactions is that I definitely need to try this in store, or like put it on my face and see how it feels, because I got a mini size of the honey, it's like the pharmacy honey whatever it is moisturizer, and it's actually heavier than I like, and I'm so glad that I have a mini to try that out and use it up. And then I had a sample of something else, some Matter of Fact or something like the age defying, just a Sephora sample, and again, like, it feels tacky when I put it on and too thick, and it like sits on my skin. I just don't like it. So I don't want to buy a full size of a product and spend almost $50. I know Sephora has returns and stuff like that, but I want to get away from the return economy as well, just because I know a lot of these products end up wasted. Anyway, so I want to try it before I buy it and be sure that I like it. The Honest moisturizers that I'm currently using is also maybe a tad thicker than my ideal. But so I think I am looking to change products in that category. But anyway, not yet. It's far from being used up, so I don't have to worry about it yet. But the Skin Fix is still bookmarked on my maybe I'll try this. Like I mentioned earlier, the fully black Owala water bottle is still on my carried over list. Again, it's kind of in the under $30 price point, so it might make a good Christmas stocking gift. And then the AirPod Maxes are still on my list. I just keep on seeing them. I keep on feeling the pull of the influence. I just love how they look so sleek, and I do have a use for headphones. I do actually own some over-the-ear Sony headphones that I've had for a very long time, so I definitely need to break those out and use them and see how much use I would get out of AirPod Maxes. How much would I actually feel the improvement of sound? I don't even know. My Sony ones are pretty cheap, so I don't think they're like top of the line or anything. I've heard AirPod Maxes are actually not that great sound quality anyway either, but again, it's not an imminent danger. I'm on a no-buy year, so I'm not purchasing anything until occasions come up or exceptions come up, and the AirPod Maxes are not one of my exceptions, so they're just bookmarked for my list. Now, February is only the 4th, but I have quite a hefty list. So, and I've already been talking for way too long, so I want to rapid fire through these as well. In fact, I am debating, maybe I should save the February wants for my next week's video. Should I do that? Because by my record here, I've already been talking for 20 minutes, and I am regrettably not able to upgrade my microphone setup this week. So, you know what? I think, despite having this spoiler here, I think I'm going to leave my February wants for next week's check-in, week 6. I'm so sorry to do this to anybody watching, anybody who's made it this far in the video. I'm so humbled to have, I think, 47 or 48 subscribers at the time of recording this, even with my horrible audio and video quality. I hope you are also along for the no-buy journey and finding some of this helpful or relatable. I'm just trying to be consistent and do a check-in every week. You know, done is better than perfect quality at the early stages, they say. So they say. Trying to get better at speaking on camera and editing in my little amateur way. But yeah, anyway, so the point is, I think I'm going to leave the long list of February wants for next week's check-in. Okay, so we went through January, what I wanted to buy but didn't, and then the few items that carried over from January's things that I wanted to buy. My last fact of the list of things I wanted is I did calculate what most of these would add up to be. I left out, I think I only put one of the black shoulder bags in, probably the cheapest one, and I did not put the price of the AirPod Maxes in there. But the total that I got, and I think this was before I added the Coach bag and like the laundry baskets and hand sanitizers. But anyway, the total I got for things that I wanted to buy but didn't was $1,565.03. Now, it's not to say that I would have bought 100% of the things on my list, but previously I did actually buy a lot of the things that I wanted, fleetingly, because I didn't wait. I didn't have a wish list. I I shopped a lot on impulse. So it's safe to say that if I take a third of what I added up there, $500, I probably could have easily spent $500, maybe even $1,000. It just depends on what I justified buying. Hopefully I wouldn't have done that since I had some things coming at Christmas and for my birthday. But the point is, the total of the things on my wish list being like $1,500 or more, I am saving myself from making a lot of expensive mistakes. So that's reassuring. It seems like at least there's some reason to be doing this. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of purchases. There's a lot of resources. There's a lot of packages. It's just a lot. And the other thing that I noticed, and I have this at the end of my February list because I'm not going to go into the details, but I do have quite a long list and there's only 4 days into the month so far. So the thing that I'm noticing is that I am picking up a lot of these items from influencers or social media or things that I see on like TikTok, especially creators posting and showcasing these items or having these items and not necessarily showcasing them. But I am being influenced. I'm falling for it. I'm not buying, so maybe I'm not completely falling for it in this year of 2024, but my wants meter, my wants radar is falling for the influence. So the influence is working on me. It's making me want to buy things. It's making me want to spend money. And I'm so grateful that I chose to break that cycle this year, that I chose to step away from that whole kind of poisonous, like, seeds being planted in my mind of, you want this, don't you want to want this? Don't you want to buy this? Don't you want to have this so you can look like this? So you can create content like this? I mean, I only started creating content this year as well. So like, again, sorry that it's so crappy right now. And same on TikTok and Instagram. It's just kind of general crap. But I do want to increase the quality of my content. And I am tempted by the things like the highlighters, the AirPods, the stuff that promises to increase the value of how I look and how my content looks and how my creations look. It's crazy. And some of the stuff is not even stuff that I would have been interested in had I not seen it on social media and seen somebody making it look so attractive and enticing. So these people are doing their jobs. They're doing them well. Yeah, it's funny. I do sometimes see things that I think, this is stupid. Why would anybody want this? But much more often, at least for my wish list, I see things and I kind of want them. So I guess that's the thought I'm going to close with today, is that social media makes you want things, can make you want things, can be tempting. But doing a no-buy year is helping me step back and see that for what it is and not act on the impulse. So I think some aspects of that are definitely going to be carried forward into shopping habits, even when I'm not on a no-buy. Or I could just stay on a perpetual no-buy and try to operate like this for the rest of my life, which is also appealing. Because at least for me, the way I've set up my no-buy is that gift-giving occasions are still allowed. And my occasions have been kind of loose. So my exceptions laid out in the beginning of the year included Mother's Day and Halloween as a gift-giving or purchasing occasion. I don't believe in buying a new Halloween costume every year, so this was just a this year exception. And I also listed a business exception as well, as far as if I needed something for my other work, then that was okay to buy. So I'm not exactly going without things that I need or would make my life, certain aspects of my life, significantly easier. So I think by the rules of my own no-buy, I could probably sustainably live like this for the rest of my life. And I don't know if I should or need to consider having a budget every month for just beautiful things, or having like you can buy one thing every month, or yeah, I just don't know. So still thinking about that going forward. In other news, I did an Empties video where I used up 11 things and I tried on all the sweaters in my wardrobe, and I'm decluttering 2 of them. And I have 3 in the category of need to style more in order to keep them. I think those are the other major updates for this week. I'm going to move on, I think, to outerwear for my next trying on everything in my closet. So if you like to see that kind of stuff, you'll see it in my shorts. And you'll see the calendar updates in my shorts as well. I had a little glow up, so I have a February calendar now. And I write down what has been purchased. So like the expenses. I'm not sharing numbers yet because I'm married and I don't want to be sharing stuff that my husband might not be comfortable with. But I am sharing like what was purchased. So far, it's been a bunch of utilities, which, that all comes out at the beginning of the month. Anyway, I need to stop talking. I need to wrap this up so I can try to get it up later today, edit it a little bit, show the pictures of things I wanted to buy but didn't. But anyway, I will see you in next week's check-in, where I will have 2 weeks worth of February things that I wanted to buy but didn't. And until next time, good luck out there.